Well, they are the rolling hills of West Yorkshire. Huddersfield is the venue tonight for Leicester City's first cup game of this new season, fresh off the back, of course, of their first league game of the season at the weekend. The first game under new manager Martí Cifuentes, which ended in a victory over another Yorkshire side. Hopefully we'll see the same again tonight up at Huddersfield. It is the first round of the Carabao Cup, Huddersfield Town against Leicester City. Welcome along. I'm Dan Bates. I've got Matt Elliott and Iwan Roberts with me on the sofa. Iwan, it's got 50 goals in 142 league games for Huddersfield. Like, so a bit of a Huddersfield legend, a Leicester legend as well. So
I enjoyed my time there, 3.5 years. Yeah. Iwan was the manager. He wanted to sort of bring his own type of players. I don't think I was one of them. And Leicester, Notts County and Coventry all put bids in for me. And I ended up signing for the Foxes and don't regret one bit of it.
And you'd have never have met us, really. You'd have played against him and had a broken rib against him, but other than that...
Destiny. Yeah, I don't think we played against each other at Huddersfield. Was trying to work that out. I've got vague memories of it, but I think
I think the only...
mixing up with Andy Booth.
Torquay is the only time, I think, at Huddersfield that I would have played against him.
Yeah,
that would have been sort of
higher level than us
early
at that
90s.
stage. We got to meet in the end, son.
We did.
Look at us now.
I passed it cross.
Hey, look at us now. Who'd have thought?
Best of friends.
Best of friends. Yeah, certainly on camera. Anyway, that's for sure. A cup game tonight. Obviously, the first opportunity to maybe see some of the other players in the squad. We'll look at the team news in just a moment. But how do you think Martí Cifuentes will be approaching it, Ewan? I
think they want to win it, definitely, Dan. After the start on Saturday, first game of the season, you do get some strange results. Performance could have been better, but it was all about getting those vital 3 points in his first game, which is what the lads did. You know, we expect changes. I think that is the nature of the competition now. Out of the three competitions that Leicester are in this season, this is the least of their priorities. You know, it is about Championship football and getting back to the Premier League, and it gives. I think a cup run's important because it gives maybe the lads who haven't had too much sort of time on the pitch in the Championship to get some, you know, very valuable minutes into their legs in the cup.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, 7 changes have been made to the team that beat Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday. So of those changes, it's probably easier to say who remains. That is Jakub Stolarczyk, Luke Thomas, Oliver Skipp and Buba Samari. They retain their place from the weekend. This is the 11 then. It's Stolarczyk in goal, Thomas, Fass, Nelson and Chowdhury across the back 4. Skipp and Samari, we saw those from the start, didn't we, at the weekend? They remain in that central midfield berth. And then Monga, Alves and Makatia are supporting Patson Daka. Obviously a very exciting line of players behind Daka there, all academy graduates. Of course, it is as well full debuts, being the first starts for the club for Jeremy Monga and Will Alves. So congratulations to the pair of them. It'll be very interesting to see Jeremy Monga, I think, from the start, won't it? We'll come on to that in just a moment, but probably expected, Matt, that it was going to be upwards of 7 changes. Yeah. That's what we've seen, but there's a mix in there of experience and of youth as well.
Yeah, as you say, I think it's pretty much expected. I think, you know, right across the board in this round of the competition, changes will be plentiful. And yeah, look at again, it demonstrates early on the depth of Leicester's squad. Again, I mean, I'm not saying that is equal to the starting lineup on Saturday, but for this competition at this stage of the competition, it's a strong enough team to do the job tonight. I don't think the manager could be accused of forfeiting.
It's not a team of kids.
An opportunity, yeah, no, exactly. It's not as if he's gone, well, I'm not really bothered. Yeah. He wants to get sort of...
There are international footballers in the...
He's not disrespected the cup with the starting 11. Absolutely not.
No, it's fully justified, isn't it? But this, saying before to you and before we came on air, that it's quite severe having a second game following up after the first game of the season because you're not fully match fit last weekend. You put your effort in, you're tired, regardless of how the game went or not. And the last thing you want is a midweek game,
But
really.
it's always been the same.
Yeah, but looking back, it has, hasn't it? Yeah, it has, and you have to get on with it. So
After your first game,
the squads are bigger now, so the players are more fortunate because there's more changes. You used to have to sort of plough on through, didn't you?
I mean, I'm not being funny. You even get League Two teams who, in this round, will make 5, 6, 7 changes.
Yeah, exactly.
It is the nature of the competition
it's a
these
world,
days,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And what isn't a changing world? Could I just ask one question? Did you used to wear that shirt when you went to Huddersfield as well? When you went out in town in the early 90s, or what?
Think about in town as a professional.
I wouldn't go out in that anyway, for sure. Anyway, moving on, Dan. Sorry, mate.
Yes, as we said, best of friends on camera, these two.
He's been desperate to get that in, I tell
comment,
you.
hasn't it?
He's been desperate to get that in.
Ben Nelson starting
Yeah.
in central defence, Matt. That's one that I think a lot of Leicester fans. I mean, there's a number that we can pick out of, really, aren't there? But actually, let's start with him.
Well, there are some people who advocate, Ben Nelson should be in the starting lineup. Those people have got opinions. I think he's being managed pretty well up to now. I think he's got an abundance of potential. I mean, he's got all the physical attributes, as has Okoli. He's quick. It's just learning in that position. It's decision making and consistency, really, and not making any sort of errors or cutting them out to a minimum, because they're always similar to goalkeepers. They're magnified. You make a mistake as a centre half, it's often an opportunity on goal. And you're just seeing it's natural enough. He's learning the game. He's learning the ropes. He's done well at Oxford, by all accounts. Raven reports about him there. Massive potential. I think he could go on to be exceptionally good if he just brings that little bit of regularity and consistency and dependability to his game.
Left-footed?
Left-footed as well.
That gives you good balance as well.
He's capable with both, isn't he? Yeah. Actually, would you say?
I don't think he is
naturally
left-footed.
right-footed, but he's more adept than the average centre half with his left foot.
He's very good with his feet, basically. Both feet.
Yeah, he's confident enough. I don't want to get sucked into trying to overplay, because, like a lot of centre halves, he's not Glenn Hoddle, but he can play the ball just nice and simple and keep it straightforward. Just do the basics right, and he'll go a long way.
I mean, he's an athlete. He's lean. He's got that bit of pace about him. And as Matty said, I think he's had 3 loan spells in the lower league, which will toughen him up. I think they've made a few changes tonight as well, Huddersfield, and I'm sure you'll tell us how many they've made, Dan. 9 changes. So, he's not going to come up against the most potent forward, I would have thought. But it'll be a good test for him, be a good learning curve. He's playing next to a Belgian international who I'm sure will encourage him and speak to him, which is very, very important. And it's a good opportunity for him, playing at a good club, good stadium at the start of the season.
Yes, tonight's game, if you are watching us, the build-up, thank you very much for doing so. You can listen to all of the action tonight. The game isn't available for anybody to watch this evening, with it being in the Cup. So, as ever, though, it is live on Fox's Hub. So there are Listen Live seasonal passes which are available. You may as well get those now if you're wanting to listen tonight, because that will cover you for the whole season. You'll be able to listen to every single kick of every single game with us on Fox's Hub. And of course, starting tonight against Huddersfield. Meanwhile, the Carabao Cup draw for the next round is taking place. Leicester obviously are in the hat. It'll be Leicester or Huddersfield, but we'll get to that when we find out. Obviously,
weird timings, is it not?
I think because most of the games were last night. In fairness, so I think they've done it ahead of the games tonight. But I take your point. Let's move on and let's look back actually at the game at the weekend. Both of these guys have mentioned that win against Sheffield Wednesday. Very reminiscent, I thought, of the win against Coventry on the opening day a couple of seasons ago in the Championship. The Foxes coming from behind and scoring late to get their first 3 points of the season.
Those two players into space. Sheffield Wednesday on the counter here.
Lowe has done well to find Valerie with a pass. He's got to the byline, but he's pulled it back to the edge of the area. Chalobah scores! There may have been a deflection that saw the ball loop over Jakub Stolacic, but Chalobah has scored his first Sheffield Wednesday goal on the opening day of the new season. Troubled Sheffield Wednesday. Well, their supporters in rapturous celebrations, and the players have gone across to celebrate with them. Well worked by Lowe to find Valerie. Bilal El-Khanous will take the Leicester free kick. 25 yards out right side, about 10 yards infield from the right touchline as Leicester attack the Cup in this second half, and they look for an equalising goal. It will come through. Vestergaard finds the equalising goal. Leicester up and running for the season. They're off the mark, and Yannick Vestergaard eventually finds the back of the net. Chance in the first half. This one came to him from a smartly taken free kick. El Canoe's catching everyone out by playing it low across the ground. Missed by a number of Sheffield Wednesday defenders. It tells to Vestergaard.
Run literally from 5 yards from the touchline up to the far end touchline and delivered a beautiful cross as well.
El Canoes with the corner. Into the near post! And Wout Faes has headed Leicester in front late on the opening day of the season. A comeback and a show of spirit that sees Leicester in front and with the potential to claim 3 points on the opening day. Vestergaard with the first, Faes with the second. 10 men Sheffield Wednesday left floundering now as Leicester seek their first 3 points of the season, their first 3 points of the Martí Cifuentes era.
And that is exactly what it was. They did hold on in the end. I say hold on. Obviously, Leicester were utterly dominant in that second half, weren't they? Got there in the end, though.
I thought they were dominant in the first half, but without ever looking threatening. I mean, credit to Sheffield Wednesday, you know, what they're going through and the way they performed and the support that they brought. I thought absolutely magnificent. I thought they sort of counter-attacked really well, but had plenty of the ball in that first half. It was just no urgency. Everything was a little bit too sort of ponderous, too pedestrian. Completely the opposite in the second half. And great to see the two lads score. I think in their Leicester careers, they probably haven't done that enough. I think that was only Yannick's third goal.
Two really well taken goals.
Two really well taken goals. Three great touches from the big man. I mean, roof the net finish. An absolutely magnificent header from Wout Faes. And great to see Leicester scoring from set pieces.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it there. I think, you know, the whole game. That ball's been fizzed in by Canoes. I think he intended to whip it in low and hard, but maybe around the back of the defensive line. He's pulled it a little bit, and fortunately for him, it's found its way through. And it would have surprised Vestergaard as well that it got that far without any sort of deflection. People were saying about an element of offside. Certainly Vestergaard was nowhere near. It was that James Justin, I think, who was just pulling out of it.
I think it was Winks, maybe.
Winks is it initially from an offside position there, wasn't it? But that's a good touch on the move. Balls, I wouldn't say fiercely whipped in, but it's been, you know, it's been fizzed, and he's got that out of his feet. Realised had to take it early that the defender was closing him down. Decent finish, more better than I gave it credit for at the time on the co-commentary. I thought it was like straightforward enough, centre of goal, but he's done well. He's tucked it away, and good for him as well, because he'd had a couple of sort of opportunities, didn't he? One with a header in the first half, and he perhaps thought it could be more of a goal threat, you know, generally, as you say, but he'd be pleased to tuck that away.
I looked earlier to see that I think they've scored 8 league goals in the 180 league appearances combined for Leicester. I think they need to be doing that more often, especially Vestergaard. He's an absolute monster of a man. He's 6'5", you know, powerful.
And the rest.
Is he? Yeah, he's big, taller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully there's a few more to come this season from both of them.
Fingers crossed. Ewan smiled a minute ago. That is because the draw for the next round, from a Leicester point of view, has taken place, and it will be a trip to the Stadium of Light if Leicester, of course, go through this evening. So Sunderland away awaits either Huddersfield or Leicester. Wout Faes' header, Matt, is a good one as well. I mean, to be fair, I can probably throw to both of you here, considering I'm just thinking from an attacking point of view, Ewan, he's had to take that really well, hasn't he?
It's a great header because he's not thrown his header in. He's sort of watched it all the way to his forehead, and he's just ghosted in there, to be fair. And I bet he couldn't believe the space that he had, but the way he's guided that in, and I think the power is on the ball, so he knows all he's got to do. I'll make it sound easy. Is sort of guide that with the pace that's already on the ball. It's an absolute top quality header.
Yeah, steady enough. It was a good finish. He would have been surprised, like you say, because I mean Huddersfield would have been massively disappointed they afforded anyone that amount of space in that area.
Huddersfield or Sheffield Wednesday.
Pardon?
Huddersfield or Sheffield Wednesday?
Sheffield Wednesday, sorry, getting confused. That medication I'm on here and sending me to Lally. But yeah, no, it was a good header. I'll give him that. And like Ewan says, he's just realised that he's watched it all the way and he must be thinking, there's no one here, that's coming to me. I'm going to get that. So that set himself really to not be rash and rush the action, just guided it like the best headers of the ball do, because you try and snap at it, your head goes down, you head it over, try and get the power, and it didn't need to, just needed guiding, and excellent way to finish. You'd have done well on a double with the two centre halves, wouldn't you? Scoring there in the game, but they have that capability, to be fair. And as Ewan says, it'd be nice to see it a bit more often, that goal threat.
Yeah, let's quickly talk about Jakub Stolarczyk saves. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, the starting 11 is there. He is in the 11 again tonight. He's made an unbelievable save, actually, in the first half, hasn't he? I don't think anyone in the stadium realised he got a touch, maybe.
We were right behind him,
we saw it. We were
lucky
enough,
Chris, you were commentating with?
No, John
didn't
see it.
John hadn't seen it, and because I was sitting behind Matty, and it's only his fingertips.
But
sure that was enough. That was enough. If he doesn't get those fingertips to him to the ball, it sort of
he got
nestles in the back of the net, and it's 1-0. It was magnificent.
Off Chalobah as well, wasn't it? I think. But yeah, I mean, that would have gone unnoticed by the vast majority of people in the crowd because it was feather-like touch. But crucial as it turns out, because we don't know what would have transpired. But if Sheffield Wednesday got a 2-goal lead, different proposition.
No, exactly.
I know that was before, but momentum would be with them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it was a win for Martí Cifuentes then in his first game in charge. Let's hear from the Spaniard then. He did a press conference ahead of this game with Huddersfield in the Cup, basically speaking about his desire for a Cup run as well as expecting changes to be made for the game tonight.
I expect a difficult game, basically, because Huddersfield is a team that usually, they are now currently at League One, but will be, I'm sure, up there trying to push for a promotion. Good team, physically strong, and we need to be ready for the kind of situations that probably we're going to face, because they are a team that is aggressive on the way they press, that they have been using different setups, but at the same time we know that their style is quite clear, so we need to be ready for mentally as well for the kind of game, because we want to have a good run in the cup.
We've talked before about the size of your squad and how much will you utilise that this week, or can we expect many changes?
Well, you saw in the game yesterday that I used the 5 subs. I'm a big believer on the impact of the bench to decide the games. And we're going to evaluate. Today I'm going to have now a meeting with my staff to take last decisions. But obviously it might be that we make some changes, especially because I want to see as well other players, and perhaps the game will require different things than what we needed against Sheffield Wednesday.
That was, of course, Martí Cifuentes there, speaking ahead of the game tonight, speaking about the Cup run, saying all the right things, that fans want to hear, as well as basically saying that he would make changes, which is exactly what he's done. And
I loved before the game, because I was in my seat nice and early, because I wanted to see what Matty had to say in the build-up before the game. And I just loved the way he sort of walked round the King Power, sort of thanking the fans and giving supporters high fives and shaking hands, and because you don't see many managers do that, they wait until sort of a minute before kickoff when they come out and they get a round of applause. But I thought he handled the situation really well, and it was such an important start for him, getting off to a winning start at his new club, and build on that now.
Yeah, I think some people will look at it and say, how genuine is that? Is it just something people do as a matter of course, to sort of ingratiate themselves with the supporters? But it comes across well from him. It comes across authentic, doesn't it? And it serves a purpose as well, to develop that.
Supporters love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Supporters love it.
And rightly so. But also, it will do what it serves a purpose for him as well. He feels that affinity, and he feels that there's a togetherness. Loads of coaches talk about it, and they go about that, developing that in their own ways. And Cifuentes he's got a certain style about himself. He's very personable. The players, you can see the players are warming to him. You can see there's a bit of a connection there. Supporters similarly. and the way he's going about things is, it's really positive as well. And I think can't be any harm in that. He's trying to get that energy flowing within the club, isn't he? Amongst him, his staff, the team, supporters, all about being together as a group. And he's made a good start for sure.
And you've spoken a lot about the youth as well. And when you look at that team there at the bottom of your screen again, you've got Jakub Stolarczyk, Luke Thomas, Ben Nelson, Hamza Chowdhury, Jeremy Monger, obviously, Will Alves, Casey McAteer, 7 academy graduates in the starting 11.
Not many teams can say
this
that.
evening. Yeah. Exactly, which is exciting in itself. Fans love to see that. Let's concentrate on the man 4 in from the right-hand side, though, and 3 in as well. Will Alves, Jeremy Monger making their competitive, first starts for the club, so full debuts, if you like. We've seen action from them both from the bench, particularly Monger in recent weeks, but an exciting opportunity for the two of those tonight.
I saw quite a lot of Will Alves in the second half of last season when he went on loan to Swansea. Didn't quite work out for him. Probably in the situation that Cardiff were in, bottom 3, fighting for their lives, trying to stay in the Championship. And to be fair to him, he was never given a run of games. So he was sort of given an opportunity, taken out on the bench for the couple of games, put back in. It wasn't the ideal scenario. I mean, it's great to see him back after that horrendous injury that he suffered. And he'll be delighted that he's been given. Because when I saw the team a little bit earlier, I wasn't sure who was going to start in that number 10 role, but I think he'll thrive there because he's got good ability.
Yeah, do you agree, Matt?
Yeah, very much so. I think bringing Monger on, not early, but at the time he did on Saturday, the game wasn't done and dusted, far from it, was it? It was still
Hadn't started Saturday.
Level pegging on Sunday, sorry. Still level pegging. He's on me tonight, isn't he? He's on me.
I would say you started it.
Yeah, fair play. But bringing him on at that stage showed the confidence he's got in Monger. He's not just there to play a bit part. I think he's got quite a big contribution to be had there. The opportunity for him will be there. Alves as well, like you say, you look around, you think, right, Canoes, who can fill that role? There aren't that many players who naturally fit in there. Alves is probably the one. It looks to me like he's still got quite a long way to go in terms of like his game understanding, when to give it, when to drive, when to play the ball, etc. And it's a difficult position, isn't it? There's a lot of responsibility. But he has ability.
He has missed a lot of football because of that bad knee injury.
No, that's such a shame. At any stage of someone's career, but particularly when he was just really on the rise, wasn't he, bursting through. But I think it would probably serve them well to have. They'll know Casey to a level, won't they? Probably played together at some stage, maybe. Possibly at least a time together. So those 3 are there. That'll make them feel more comfortable. And be interested to see how much Monger shows when he's starting against a team who was considered lesser opposition. There's an opportunity for him to really go and express himself.
Yes, it is an exciting starting 11. For Marti Cifuentes, his second game in charge. It is, of course, the Carabao Cup first round tonight. Coming up next, we've got full match commentary for you. Jerry Taggart has made the trip to West Yorkshire alongside John Dunn. So don't go anywhere. We've got the full game coming your way.